Hey everybody, this is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and today we're going to do our, Game of the Year awards. Go faster. Yes. Suck my dick. VGX. That shit was terrible, by the way. Can we just say that? Like, as a whole gaming community, that was so horrible and misrepresentative of what video game awards should be. So, for those of you who've never seen my Game of the Year awards, usually it would be me and Dan, and we give out different genres and stuff, but I'm going to do things differently. Because pretty much, I'm just going to do all the games that I played and thoroughly enjoyed this year, and I'm going to slap some kind of crazy title on them. Because realistically, you watch these, you really only want to know what got Game of the Year, and some of you people should have already figured it out by now. So let's get right into this, and I'll start with the lower awards first. Alright, how are we going to do this here? Okay, I'll do this one. This is the best game from 2012 that I actually played and finished this year. And that would be, I don't have in any particular order, Max Payne 3. I didn't get to finish Max Payne 3 in 2012 because Max Payne 3 came out at the same time as my son. So Max Payne 3 was awesome. I did a review of that this year. It's one of the games I played last year that I regretted not playing. But I think actually a different game took that title when I did my Game of the Year awards. But Max Payne 3 is awesome. If you've never played it, I definitely suggest playing it. I would definitely suggest going back and playing all three if you haven't, because I assume if you played 1 and 2, you probably did finish 3. I was just late on the boat on that one. Okay, we'll go with my Kudos awards. Now, these two games, alright, by the way, I'm going to show you a majority of them are on Xbox, but they're good multi-platform, okay? I just prefer achievements over trophies. That's the only thing. And actually, I've been using my PS3 a lot more lately, so it's not like I'm being biased. I just prefer to get achievements. Plus, they compensate you for it. Anyways, here's my Kudos awards. My Kudos awards, they're not necessarily the best in the genre, or they're not, you know, like Game of the Year material, not Story of the Year, or gameplay, or any of that crap. But these are two games that had a lot going against them, and they actually proved out to be really good. One of the games here had something going against it by me, as well as, you know, a million other fans, and that was Devil May Cry, DMC. Capcom chose to reboot this series. As you know, the original, you know, creative team behind Devil May Cry is gone. They're actually part of Platinum Games now, which brings me my other one, Metal Gear Rising. That's my other Kudos award. Now, Devil May Cry had a lot going against it, and everybody knows why. Even I have said it. It's not the original Dante, and you mix up a formula of something that's proven to be really good, and people get scared. You know what I mean? And we've seen so many series go down the toilet because of that. However, if you think about it in the long run, if you don't continuously change something, or you only change a little bit of a game in a series, like every iteration, you end up with Call of Duty. You do. And when I'm talking about that, I mean, like, I played Modern Warfare, the first one. I loved Modern Warfare. And I even like the single player in Modern Warfare 2. However, the fact that the game keeps coming out and it's the same fucking game every time, that's why I hate Call of Duty so much. So if I think about it that in that aspect, even though the games are set, you know, a decent amount apart with development, Devil May Cry, if they come out with 5 and it was the exact same way that 4 was with a few minor changes, I might start getting irritated. So the reboot had a lot going against it because you had a lot of shaken fans. This game was really phenomenal, guys, if you haven't played it. It's not necessarily, you know, the best hack and slash game of all time. It doesn't get the best Devil May Cry story of all time, but it was a solid game. It had a coherent story, you know, it had solid gameplay, and the character was a lot of fun. And as far as Metal Gear Rising goes, Metal Gear Rising was in development hell for a while. And the fact that it was a third-person action game, but with, you know, the Metal Gear title, it also, that's another thing, where you're changing up a series. And Metal Gear Rising, once again, not a perfect game. It was very short. The story was fucking crazy. It was a good story, but it was just so, like, off the wall. If you think of, like, the super serious, you know, linear aspect of Metal Gear, you know, Solid as a whole, Metal Gear Rising's story is but the game itself was amazing, and it put you in riding shoes, and you felt like a god, and it was good. So those are my kudos awards. All right. How to do an HD remake. Yes, I know I defend certain HD remakes. I do love HD remakes, okay? Whether it be Silent Hill or the Metal Gear collection. This is how you actually properly do an HD remake. This shit is phenomenal. Wind Waker HD is one of the most, I would never say this, breathtaking games I've ever seen in my life. It is truly amazing. If you've never played Wind Waker and you have a Wii U, why not? But as of right now, and it's not because the Wii U doesn't have games that are worth playing, it should be just a solid fact that an HD remake of a game makes a Wii U worth having. Alright, now I'll do my best downloadable just because I don't have a solid copy of them. My best downloadable / indie title is Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami was amazing. You're going to give me a game that looks like it should have been on Super Nintendo, and it's top down, and it's fucking got an amazing soundtrack. It's inspired by one of my favorite movies of all time, Drive, and it's got wicked solid gameplay, a lot of trial and error. It's one of the most frustrating yet rewarding games I've ever played. If you haven't played Hotline Miami, I got my review for it. Check it out. My Welcome Back award goes to Tomb Raider. Sorry, Lara Croft, I haven't given a shit about you since PlayStation 1. I played Tomb Raider for the same reason everybody else played Tomb Raider back in the day. It was popular, and it was one of the AAA games, and you go back in retrospect, and I fucking hate Tomb Raider. But they made enough changes in this Tomb Raider that I enjoyed it, and I know some critics didn't like it, but fuck them. Tomb Raider, the new iteration under Square's wing, is amazing, and you guys should give it a chance. It's definitely evolved. Like, I feel like after, Tomb Raider 3, it didn't go anywhere. Nobody cared about Tomb Raider anymore. This is a different game. And it's got the whole survival aspect. It's brutal, and it's not an easy game. But it's fun. So, try Tomb Raider if you haven't played it. Here's where we're going to get real weird. No, let's do this one first. My Foot in the Mouth award goes to Grand Theft Auto 5. If you don't know why, then you're not a purveyor of my channel. Grand Theft Auto 5, I think a week or 2 weeks before it actually came out, I said how much I hated Grand Theft Auto, and I wasn't going to play this because I'm sick and tired of Grand Theft Auto. This is one of my favorite games I played this year. It is amazing. It's one of the first Grand Theft Autos that I sat and I finished. Like, in order, I finished it. Other GTAs I finished, I'd take gaps. I didn't even finish 4 because I don't care. And I still won't go back and play it because it will not be as good as 5. And 5 had an amazing story, everything. As far as a piece of entertainment goes, it was amazing. The character development, the story. The story was like a Hollywood movie story. But it went well with the characters. And then the gameplay is what you've come to know about Grand Theft Auto. But this is the first Grand Theft Auto that did not go, like, rampaging and getting super distracted. And I actually stayed on the main course of the game, and I played it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, yes. Most video game of the year. I want to start doing this award every year. And like I said with Grand Theft Auto and some of the other games that I have in here, video games are now a major form of entertainment. And when I say that, I mean it's not necessarily video games anymore. It's not like video games the way you remember them, like, incoherent plot, craziness, madness all around, blah, 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 blah. No, people want character development. They want great voice acting, they want all this stuff. And some people forget that games are just games. And that goes to Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 is one of the most video games that's come out this generation. It's got a whole bunch of different games, and really, if you play the game, it's got a lot of different games that they parody, smashed together. They parody Metal Gear, and it's come so far from being a GTA clone like Saints Row 1 was. To the point, it's got things that, like, you have an upgradable character, you have upgradable superpowers. The story is so dumb, and the voice actors are actually well-known voice actors, but the dialogue is just fucking hilarious, and it's all done and wrapped up with dubstep. That's amazing. And the weapons, like the dubstep gun, is ridiculous. You got a tentacle bat, you still got the dildo bat, an abduction gun. Like, it's insane. You can cause chaos, and most of the time, causing chaos is part of the main storyline. It's awesome. I loved it. Let's do this before I get into the 2 series awards. Worst purchase I made this year is not necessarily a game that came out this year, but it's called Morph X. What the fuck is this? This is one of the worst things I've ever played in my life. 505 Games. Morph X. Look at I might do a video about how terrible this game is. Story of the year. I only got 2 games left, and you know what they are. Story of the year is going to go to BioShock Infinite. Now, you already know what the other game is going to be about. Let's do it anyways. I give it Story of the Year because the gameplay was not necessarily perfect. I think I just did a review of this, and I think I even said it. This is not a perfect game. However, the story and, you know, the voice actors bringing the story to life, I do love Troy Baker. Troy Baker is actually in 3 of the games that are on here right now. He was in Saints Row, he's in BioShock Infinite, and he did the voice of the main character of the other one. Troy Baker does a good job of bringing people to life, you know, in the video game world. And I think that having good voice actors and having a good story makes for an amazing piece of entertainment, and that's what BioShock Infinite is. And like I said, BioShock Infinite was a game that I didn't think I was going to like because of 2, and then it ended up surprising me being really good. However, I don't think I should weigh it being Game of the Year just because I thought it was going to be bad, and it turned out being a really good game, because 99% of what made this game amazing was the storytelling. And there were flaws in the gameplay, such as difficulty and such. So as far as story goes, BioShock Infinite, amazing. And if you really want, it is very close runner-up to Game of the Year. Which Game of the Year goes to Last of Us. Because I said that, I said that just because you thought a game was going to be bad and it wasn't, it shouldn't got Game of the Year. I did not want to play Last of Us. You guys told me to play Last of Us, and guess what? Last of Us is my Game of the Year. Last of Us had a great story, it had awesome gameplay, it had great voice acting, great character development. I actually cared about these characters. Whereas BioShock Infinite, I'm playing through as Booker, you know, I'm watching somebody's story unfold. And even in Last of Us, I'm playing through as Joel, and I'm taking Ellie around. I care about these characters. I'm playing through as Joel, but I'm playing through as if, how would I handle this situation? You know what I mean? Am I going to be sneaky? Am I going to be loud? I loved it. And I think it's also a nice twist in the fact that when I saw it, I was like, zombie game. I'm done. I don't want to do zombie games anymore. I'm tired of them. They're not zombies, by the way, in Last of Us. They're not zombies. But it had more of a Walking Dead feel to it, and I think that's why I liked it. It wasn't just like zombies, here's a bunch of guns, you're going to survive. No, it was, here's a bunch of infected people, here's a bunch of people who have a camp who want to kill you, here's a brick. Go nuts, have fun. And I really appreciated the game, the way that this game was made. And the fact is, a lot of you people have told me, like, oh, well, you should go back and play Uncharted. I have. I don't like Uncharted. I'm sorry. It's not my type of game. And I think that's why I pinned a lot of it being like, I don't want to play Last of Us because I don't like Uncharted. I don't like it. I liked Golden Abyss because that was for the Vita, and I had a Vita, and it wasn't a lot of time. But as far as Uncharted goes, I don't like it. So Naughty Dog, you did an amazing job bringing me back to your company because Last of Us was amazing. I cannot wait for the DLC, and I can't wait to see where they go with the future of this. And I know it's not promised that they're going to make another Last of Us game, but they're going to make another Last of Us game. Because I have a feeling that a lot of places are actually going to give this Game of the Year over GTA. Because I know some people want to give GTA the fucking Game of the Year because it sold millions of copies. But and it was an amazing game, but Last of Us takes a cake, and I think a lot of people are going to forget about it because it came out in the beginning of the year. But Last of Us, it had everything. It had the trifecta. Character development, story, and gameplay all came together amazing. Hopefully you guys agree. If you don't agree, I don't care. Thank you guys for watching.